Hello guys, this is another cooking video for you. As you can see, I'm just using up some leftover ingredients, snow peas, tomatoes, and then I pulled out some noodles and some sauce from my stockpile pantry. I've got the Lee Kum Kee sweet chili sauce, which I'm trialing, and then I pulled out some sliced chicken breast from my freezer. Because it's quite a lean protein, I have added in a little bit of olive oil into my pan just to cook off that chicken. Then I add in the tomatoes. You can add in whatever veggies you have on hand. This is a great throw it together meal. I'm just using up my tomatoes and leftover snow peas I had in the fridge. Once they're kind of cooked, maybe about 70% through, I add in my sauce and mix that together. Once the sauce is done, I toss in the noodles. So for this next meal, I've got some grated carrots, chopped onions, salt, and smoked paprika. Most people add in breadcrumbs, but I skipped out on that because I didn't have any. I did add in an egg yolk with my pork mince though, and I mixed all the ingredients together and rolled the filling up with my puff pastry, and I just lightly scored it and did a light egg wash on top. I served my homemade sausage rolls with some tomato sauce. So I'm just going to add on some older clips I have in storage as well, guys. I've got some sliced tomatoes, rocket, Turkish bread, and the chicken souvlaki strips from Coles. I toast up my bread, cook up my chicken, add my salad and garlic aioli. This is a great summer meal as the weather heats up. And this is one of my other meals in my backlogs that I filmed quite a while ago. I've got some ramen, baby spinach, and beef, and use any cut of your choice. This is perfect for one of those busy weeknights where you don't have time. Just throw everything together, choose a protein of choice and your veggies, and you've got some ramen jazzed up. Really quick and easy and super delicious. Now this next one, I haven't met a child that doesn't like spaghetti bolognese. So you've got some beef mince, chopped capsicum, onions, and carrot. You've got your passata and spaghetti. You can easily hide in some mushrooms, spinach, or even zucchini in this type of meat mixture. There it is. And you just top it up with a bit of cheese. This next one is a throw it together meal. As you guys can see, that's a trend on my channel. I've got broccoli, Chinese cabbage, carrot, onions, and I don't throw the broccoli stalks away. I peel off the skin and I cut them into thin little strips. They're perfectly fine to eat. Then I grab any sauce of choice. I particularly love Lee Kum Kee. That's generally the brand of sauce I gravitate to. Then I cook all the veggies, throw in the protein of choice, which is chicken, and this is served on top of some white steamed rice. So this next one's pretty simple as well, guys. I've got some Lee Kum Kee sauce, the Shanghai stir-fry noodles. No, I'm not sponsored by them, but I do love their sauces. Veggie-wise, I've got some carrots, onions, and frozen green beans that really need to be used up. As you can see, there's a bit of freezer burn. Protein of choice, which is pork mince, because that's relatively budget friendly and I love pork mince. Throw everything together and then you can serve that either on some white steamed rice, but I've actually opted for some rice noodles this time around. Another easy meal for busy parents during the week. I've just got some diced onions, carrots, and frozen peas, some butter chicken sauce from the Patak's brand, and I normally get all of my sauces when they're on sale, and then I add them into my stockpile. Protein, I've just pulled out some frozen chicken, as you guys can see, chopped everything up, cooked it through, then added the sauce in, and I tend to serve this on top of some white steamed rice, or you can even buy some garlic naan as well. This next one is a prime example of using whatever you have on hand. I've got carrots, onions, rehydrated dried shiitake mushrooms, canned corn, and broccoli. I've always got some curry powder or coconut milk in my pantry. So as you guys can see, I'm going to be making a Thai curry. Now I like to serve this with noodles, but you could also serve this on top of some white steamed rice as well. I found the shiitake mushrooms added so much umami and flavor to this meal, and I generally don't add that into my curries. But going forward, I'm going to be adding more shiitake dried mushrooms in my Thai curries. As you guys can see, there's a common theme here. I'm using a mixture of things with leftovers to create a meal. I've got some frozen corn, frozen peas, mushrooms, chicken, and an omelette that I've made, and I've just cut it up into thin little ribbons. Guess what I'm making? Let me know in the comments. Fried rice. That is everybody's favorite. So you can use some leftover rice you have in the fridge as well, and you just throw everything together and season with soy sauce. I've got some more easy weeknight dinners for you guys. As you can see, there's chicken thighs, onion, garlic, thickened cream, thyme, ham and cheese tortellini, and some parmesan, but you can use any cheese of choice. And I'm also going to be tossing in some frozen peas, and you can also use spinach if that's what you prefer. So I've obviously started off by cooking the chicken. I just saute it, then chop it up into small chunks with the onion, and then I add in my thickened cream and my seasonings such as salt and thyme. Let that cook down for a little longer before I add in the peas. In the meantime, I've got my tortellini boiling in a separate pot, which I've strained, and then I just toss it into my chicken cheese peas sauce. Next one, we've got some stir-fry noodles. I've got some onions, capsicum, beef. Again, use whatever veggies you have on hand, add in your sauce of choice, and then you can add in some Hokkien noodles. This is super easy and it tastes exactly like Chinese takeout, but on a budget, because every time you cook at home, guys, you're saving money and it's probably more nutritious. I've got another great summer meal for you guys here. I've got some bean sprouts, lettuce, carrots. I've got some hoisin sauce and peanut butter, which I've mixed together, prawns, pork belly, and noodles, and you just wrap it all up in some rice paper rolls, dip it in your sauce, and this is such a refreshing meal to have, especially in summer. I hope you guys have been loving these cooking clips. I've got more to come. So I've got some chopped onions, mushrooms, minced garlic, and chopped bacon, Parmesan cheese, and thickened cream. Yes, if you've guessed it already, I am making a creamy pasta. So I start by sauteing my onions with the bacon and mushrooms. Once that's kind of cooked through, I add in my thickened cream, lightly season it with salt and whatever herbs and spices you want to add into your creamy pasta. Boiled my spaghetti, add the sauce on top, and topped it up with some Parmesan cheese. Don't worry, the video hasn't ended yet. I do have some more simple meals to come. As you can see, I've got some beef, stroganoff sauce, sour cream, chopped mushrooms, and onions. So I start by sauteing my onions and mushrooms, then I add the beef in, then I add my sauce in, which is mixed with water. Once I cut the heat, I mix in my sour cream, and I tend to serve this on top of some mashed potatoes, pasta, or even rice. This is probably one of my lazy late night eats. So I've got some eggs, which I've just whisked up. I've added in some pork mince and onions, and I'm just making a pork mince omelette, which I kind of throw together lazily. I've probably seasoned it with soy sauce and fish sauce, and then I've just chucked it on some white steamed rice. Now I tend to make a lot of savory minces because it's really simple and easy, and I toss it on rice, but you can also add it into lettuce cups for a lighter meal. Speaking of really simple meals, I've pulled out my favorite ramen, which is the Shin Ramen, and I also grabbed some bacon from the freezer. I start by cooking the noodles, but this time I'm not going to have it in a soup base. I'm going to cook it dry. I've cooked up some bacon and egg and just topped my noodles with that. And I've got another stir-fry variation for you. I've got carrots, onion, capsicum, and broccoli. This time I'm using the Cantonese style chicken from the Lee Kum Kee brand. And again, this sauce is really good. I'm just going to throw everything together. As you guys have seen before, I love my stir fries. And again, you serve this on top of some white steamed rice or noodles. This next one's a bit of a snack / breakfast thing. I've got some bread, peanut butter, banana, and honey. You can add Nutella as well. I also wanted to share my pork belly recipe, but I lost a lot of the footage, so maybe the next time I make it, I'll refilm it for you guys. This mixture here has pork mince, dried shiitake mushrooms, which are rehydrated and diced, sugar, fish sauce, soy sauce, a bit of salt. Got some green beans here, and I kind of just throw everything together in a really simple Asian-inspired broth. And there we have it, a super delicious light lunch.